First thing I want to show is the race population in the United States, and here I am at the U.S. Census Bureau website, and you can see that white alone, the percentage is 75.8% of the U.S. population is white. Black, 13.6%. And then at the bottom it says white alone, not Hispanic or Latino, 59.3%. And I think what they're adjusting there is for people from places like Spain. Remember the conquistadors? People like Antonio Banderas, of that ethnicity. They're actually Caucasians. So if you add all of the Caucasians up together, it's 75.8%. Blacks are 13.6%. Now the next thing you see on your screen is number of people shot to death by police in the United States from 2017 to 2023 by race. The blue are the white people. Black is the darker blue. Then you have Hispanic, other, and unknown. Hispanic is the gray, other the red, unknown is the green. And I would imagine that of the unknown, the majority of that is probably white, because that's the majority of the population. So look at the bar graph. It shows that more white people get killed by the police than any other race in the United States on a consistent basis. And the reason why you don't see that on the news, you never see white people, or rarely see white people getting killed by the police on the news, even though they are the majority of people killed by the police. And there's a specific reason why the media does this, and it's brainwashing everybody. It's ruining lives. Now here we are at table 43 of the FBI crime data statistics. And this just gives an overall breakdown of crime in the USA and what races are committing it. So we have the total. Whites commit the most crime in the United States, which makes a lot of sense because whites are the majority of the population. But there's an interesting thing going on where black people commit a disproportionate amount of crime. So over on this column here you see percent distribution for murder and non-negligent manslaughter. We have the white committing 45% of all the murders in the nation. Blacks committing 51.2%. So whites 45.8%, blacks 51.2%. And remember, blacks are only 13.6% of the population. And then if you take that and whittle it down a little more by gender, it's mostly black men committing the murders in the black community. So that would be what, 6%? 7% of the US population committing half, 50% of all the murders in the nation. Now just ratio that in your head for a minute. Now you can go down here the whole list and you'll see that blacks commit a disproportionate amount of crime. And it doesn't matter what year that you are researching. It's that way consistently for the past few decades. Now my reason for bringing this information to you is not to make anyone just hate people because of their skin color, because I showed you black men who are based and awake, and those men should be protected and put on pedestals, while all the others that are evil and aggressive should be punished very strictly, along with any white people who are evil. Now if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see I have a social studies and history playlist here. And in that playlist I prove that everything that we are taught in academia, K, all the way from kindergarten all the way through university, the top level degrees, we are taught a bunch of lies. It's selective history teaching, and not only is it selective history teaching, a lot of it is just based on lies. So they leave out a whole bunch of stuff. And in this video here, I expose the demonic lies about slavery in early America. And you can go and check that out yourself and try to prove me wrong. And then in this video, I expose the demonic lies about Native American history. And in that video, I discuss a society that comes out of London that began in the 1880s. And I show how they are an organization that is built on deception. And they have been infiltrating nations, not only the United States, they have been infiltrating nations all over the world to trick and deceive people. And then in, where's the other video? I think it was this video right here. Gay Arab POC shines light into dark deception. And I know my title's funny there, but I explain why in the video I titled it that way, and my title is very accurate. But in this video, if you want to watch that, I show Malcolm X and Truman Capote kind of as bookends to my video. Malcolm X is in the beginning, Truman Capote is at the end. And Malcolm X explains 60 years ago the deception of the leftist liberal establishment in the United States. And he explains it very well and clearly, and how they use black people as political pawns by tricking them. And then Truman Capote at the end, he describes the liberal mindset and its compassion for the criminal-minded, and how crime and being criminals is tightly woven into liberalism. So that's about it. I hope you guys don't get too upset, and I hope everything wasn't too shocking, but reality's reality. The truth is the truth. Now what they're going to say is that it's because of white supremacy, and all of that is lies. I can't believe anybody still believes that anymore. And there's mountains and mountains of evidence to disprove that. It's an idiotic argument used by demons only. It's an excuse. Just like anybody who is evil uses an excuse. Oh, I also forgot to add that in those videos that I made, you can see, especially the one about early American slavery, you can see how they lie. The Hollywood and the film industry and Hollywood and book authors all lie about early American slavery. And they like to portray black people as innocent victims who had no wrongdoing, that weren't even participating in it. That's how all of the movies portray it. And it's so easy to debunk that if you just go outside of your formal education you get in the United States and do a little research on your own. You'll find out it's all a bunch of baloney. So be kind to each other. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.